All right, guys. Well, after that adventure, I was kind of hoping that we would have like good and wonderful news about the club's financial situation, all this stuff, and how we can, build up and become bigger. But you've got to be kidding me here. So we're asking to improve training facilities. It's rejected. We've asked to improve youth facilities. It's rejected. And we've asked to improve youth recruitment. It's rejected, but we can't talk them into it. We can try. We should absolutely try to do that, and we shouldn't be satisfied with this. And then they finally agree in the end. So we get one of the three. Which is all right. Then we get above average youth recruitment, but it's not going to be enough to really help us out. I mean, we look over the finances. We have now 560,000 euros in the bank, and our financial status is still at okay. I'm not sure why. If you look at our projection is we're projected to increase. There's no reason for this status to be okay. We will get an increased transfer budget, which makes no difference because I can't spend it. Right. So the thing that you really want, as I understand it, is you want this total to be like over 1 million and for it to be sustainable before you go professional. That's kind of the goal here as we're staying here, right? You can see that prize money, 252,000 euros. I guess they're figuring that's not going to last or something. But I don't understand why there's no interest in trying to actually like improve the team. We'll try to increase the junior coaching budget, I guess. None of this other stuff is going to help us at all. I could ask for a new contract, but I don't care about that. What I want to do is I want to make sure that when we get new players coming through, that we're not getting a bunch of players that are totally inconsistent and that are just a waste of our time, which is what keeps happening. So the frustrations continue here in terms, again, of the long-term impact of the save. So unfortunately, we weren't able to, go as far into the AFC Cup as I was once hoping and planning. We're going to have a really good squad here this coming season, and I do want to play with this squad as it stands now for a while. I am looking at what we can do to make sure that we have the right guys up front. So Silla can't really play further back, unfortunately for us. Nene can't really play further back either. Ndaye is the other one we're wondering about. And, he theoretically could play over on that left wing side. Maybe we give that a try. I don't know. That might be something to consider here. He's awkward at left wing back, but maybe we try to do that. Have him learn how to be a wing back over here on the left side. The reason why is because if we can get Ndaye to be in this club, I'd really like to have him play down here. But let's give this a try if he's played there before. The reason why we want to do this is because we want to make sure that we can keep Ndaye in the squad and open up a space in front for, Tsai Xiangwei, for our new superstar player who's come in, who's shown that he can do basically it all. Those are the players that I'm really, really excited about. The other one, of course, is that central defender, Yu Wei, who we haven't seen yet, who came in, who's also an international, who looks really, really good. Now, in terms of transfers, we have another guy coming in, this Chen Jianliang, who also plays, by the way, at that left wing-back position. I'm kind of wondering what we should do with that. When he comes in, we'll get rid of Feng Xiaochu. I think what we might do, actually... So let's go back here. What we might do with Ndaye, since he seems to be a little bit more comfortable playing in different parts of the pitch, is we might train him actually instead to be the guy to play here in defensive midfield as a segundo volante and have him as an attack sort of coming up from the back since he's such a good offensive player, and hopes that way we can get sort of the big three up front and have him pair with somebody else back there. Anyway, that's sort of the plan. I'm going to go through and try to set this up. My goal here this next season is to try to go as far as we can without losing. And then I'm hoping, and look, this drives me nuts. Our performance for the AFC Cup is 65%, which is ridiculous because they weren't expecting us to go that far. There's something broken about this game, I'm telling you. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that's what we're doing here in the short term. I know that I've talked before, and let's see here. Yeah, we got a C in the match performance from the board. That's pretty interesting. And the supporters were upset that we conceded a late winning goal and that we lost the, it wasn't the AFC Cup final, it's the AFC Cup regional final. Thank you very much. They were happy, though, about so many other things in the team. So there you go. So that's what the plan is here temporarily. I'm going to go through this team and I'm going to get rid of some of the dead weight and start getting rid of some of these players who probably shouldn't be on the team anymore. It's going to take a little bit of time to do that. The plan overall in the save is we're going to have another shot at this. So we're going to go through the league this year and we're going to go through the AFC Cup as well and see how we're doing. If we're competitive in the AFC Cup, I'll stay at least through the end of that. If we are not competitive, if we get knocked out or whatever happens, I'm going to probably conclude that we've gone about as far as we can in the league, and I'll start looking elsewhere. Now, if we get through the AFC Cup, get through to later rounds than we just did, and we start seeing like the finances balloon up and we're thinking maybe we can go professional, I might go professional and try to build up this club a little bit more before we step off. Having said that, especially with the board being unwilling to make the most basic improvements to the team, I really have to question like what's going on and what the plan is here with this money and what we're going to do in the future, right? I mean, because the problem is, as you know, that when we look around Taiwan, we're not going to come up with like some sudden player who surprises us, who's really good and we never heard of him, right? We know about everybody who's in this country. We've looked at every one of these players. We have the players who are the best players that we can get to fit in with the way that we want to play, which tells me that it's probably time to move on to a different country, probably go back to Oceania. The plan, again, as I think I've said before with the Hexagon Challenge save, is to go first to Oceania and try to win that Champions League. I'm thinking we'll probably go for something like around New Zealand and hope that we can get a professional team. And then we'll go from there over to Africa, and we'll probably go to one of the larger African countries to make up a little bit for lost time. And we might go from there to, I still like East Asia, so we may end up in like Japan, South Korea, something like that afterwards. We've had to save in China already. We could play there, I guess, but the money's not there anymore, you know. And sort of see where we go from there. And then, of course, from East Asia, we would go to North America, then South America, and eventually to Europe. So I'm thinking that from here on out, we might try to stay as far away from amateur life as we can. Sort of depends on what happens. And we might make some attempts to try to get into bigger leagues so that we don't have such a long walk and, you know, we don't have to do all of this over and over and over again. But we'll see first what happens here in Taiwan at Mars FC. I mean, I like being here so far. It's been a lot of fun. I think that we have some challenges to try to overcome. And the big thing is it would be nice if the board would, you know, spend some of its money, because as you can see here, we've had this balance that's been positive this whole time, right? And, you know, what are we going to do with this? You give me a transfer budget, I can't spend it, right? What are we going to do? What's the plan? Anyway, there you go. I'll talk with you again tomorrow, and we'll spend some time here trying to figure out exactly what we're doing in this save. Bye-bye.